Muviru Henry, look, you have a question. What is it?
He was part of the current regime, and on one occasion, I remember, he said that if at any one time Parliament will be discussing matters concerning federalism, he would rather go out and take tea or go home. And I've read in his manifesto, whereby he's talking about total commitment about federal governance and policies. How come that he's having a sudden twist? Is it just politics, or is it that he has just seen light? That
Your Damascus turn around. When did you get your Damascus turn around?
I had not expected this question in this audience. But since it has come, let me tell you that when I was still in government, all right, I was in the higher echelons of the movement's government. And I participated in many of the negotiations between government and Mengo, all right? Now, the regional tier, that was the point at issue. I was a member of the central government, but I'm also a person who is a Muganda, you know, and I have a linear post somewhere. I'm head of Olunyiri. So I was representing the central government, but then Mengo was coming to discuss on my behalf, all right, as a Muganda. And there are issues that I thought would be handled by those people coming to negotiate that would ultimately, all right, avoid a destruction of our culture, all right? This question of regional tier, you remember there was a provision that in order to get the Katikkiro of Buganda, political parties would compete, and whichever wins would take the winner to the Kabaka of Uganda, all right, to be presented with the Lamula. That is to become a Katikkiro. And you know, in our tradition in Buganda here, the Katikkiro is the king outside the palace. You know that. And nowhere in the world is a king elected through political parties. So I knew that once that was allowed, then that's the end. That would be the end of our culture, our cultural kingdom here. Because the moment you subject a king to a political vote, that's it. So I tried to caution those who were coming to negotiate with us and said, look, this aspect alone should be taken very, very serious consideration of by you people. But then they didn't. And then I saw that they were negotiating and almost coming to agreeing with it, which ultimately they did. So I told them, I said, look, the moment you agree and you are going to sign, I will not be part of that signature. All right? Fortunately, I left before the signature. After I left, they signed the regional tier. They called it the Luchika, as you remember. They called it the Kabaka, as you remember. They introduced the success they had achieved, and that the few things would be got later on. To this day, the regional tier has never been implemented.
So how, again, do you today say that you'd go for federal governance of system of governance?
You better be careful. I mean, we better be very clear about federal in terms of the Buganda glasses and the federal system of governance. These are two different things altogether. For us, we are saying that ever since the 60s, after the abrogation of the first constitution, you know, Uganda has been trying, through thick and thin, to establish a unitary system of governance. Up to today, this has failed. And it has failed because they thought, those who have been at the helm thought, that by creating a unitary system of government, you had to create an omelette of Uganda, break the different pieces, break the different eggs, tribes called Bunyoro, Bukedi, Kigezi, and so on, and then bring about an omelette called Unitary Uganda, the Republic of Uganda. And we are saying that, just a minute, isn't it high time the people of Uganda sat down once again and said and considered that since that time, this system has failed